Alright, what's up everybody? This video we're checking out every new evolved unit in Update 69, the Godly Naruto Baryon mode. Starting off we have the beautiful, shiny Soske here, Soske Shadow Hokage, and we have him with Glitch and Glorious level 85, maxed out critical skill tree, triple S everything, no godly lead, no soul. Thank you to YZY here for showcasing this one. Looks like he costs 2k to place down, doing 3.84 mil or 3.33, with electrified, blind AoE, hybrid on placement, and he has an ability here, Eternal Eye, which does not have an animation when activated, but it is a menu. I'll throw a screenshot on screen of what that actually looks like. All of them are pretty much like a mini nuke debuff type of thing, but passives here we have Right Eye, Eternal Eye. For 25 seconds, deal 5 times damage in range, so like a little mini nuke. Apply burn for 12 seconds, 1.4 times over 12 ticks. His last used Eternal Eye ability was Amaterasu. Enemies under Black Flame take plus 20% damage for 25 seconds. Ogutsuchi, deal 5 times damage in range, and Inferno, enemies under burn take 20% more damage for 25 seconds. So this passive has different effects for whatever effect you chose with the ability, which is pretty cool. That is his only passive here. Keep going on the upgrades, get him to upgrade 4. He's going to gain a new passive, Left Eye Divine Eye, which is going to, upon leaving his range, apply bleed for 12 seconds, 1.2x over 12 ticks, and instantly walk back for 10 seconds once per enemy. His next use of Divine Eye also applies weakened in range, and stun for 3 seconds every 5 seconds for the next 25 seconds once per enemy. A little bit more supporting there, which is pretty good. He also gained a new attack, he's now Circle AoE, and it does have an animation. By the way, the cosmetic on this guy, YZY has it turned off, but it's all good. He gives you like the purplish aura he has, and the pink mask and the shoulder parts that are kind of glowing pink. Really cool in my opinion. He does gain a new ability on upgrade 4, the Divine Eye I think, which again, I'll have to throw a screenshot on screen. Pretty much he can TP anywhere in his range, he can detonate Black Flame, or he can buff dot damage by 50% for 3 attacks. Both of the menus have pretty low cooldown, so it's actually pretty good. So we'll keep going on the upgrades here. Upgrade 7, new attack called Kirin. He is remaining a Circle AoE, and did the animation even change? I don't know. Either way, new effect on upgrade 8, he gains Black Flame, which is pretty good for damage there, 480%. Max upgrade, he is doing 1.28 bill over 8.33, Circle AoE, Electrified doing 1.53 apparently, and then Black Flame doing, I think about 6.2 billion there from the Black Flame over 10 seconds. Unfortunately, if you have a maxed out skill tree on him and triple S SPA, you won't have perfect SPA for Black Flame. But I mean, if you build him properly, like you kind of rolled to a random SPA, maybe like an A stat or something, the DPS with Black Flame would actually be pretty high. Thank you again YZY for showcasing. That is Shiny Soske, pretty beautiful unit. Moving on to the next one. Next up we're checking out Poruto, Cursed Prodigy. Thank you to Liquid for showcasing this one. We have triple S everything, level 85, no skill tree, no godly lead, glitch and mastery here. He has a placement cost of 1260, he is a blind AoE ground unit, and he does have VFX there, which will look like he's kind of doing like a rock thing, a little dash at them or something. Check out the upgrades here. He gains a new attack, new passive, actually 2 new passives on upgrade 4. And he is going to become still blind AoE, but becomes hybrid. He is, by the way, Perfect Seal and has Plasma and Stoked here. I'm not sure if those are permanent. No, so they're rotating, okay. Transformative nature. Every 5 attacks, he's going to cycle effects here. So the wind form, we have Wind Shear and Bleed. Water, we have Soaked and Plasma. And lightning, we have Electrified. Jugon. First time Poruto hits an enemy, the attack is guaranteed to crit. He's going to gain 1% elemental damage toward that enemy's element each time that procs, with a cap of 50%. And for each element that reaches that cap, he gains 10% damage. He also has on upgrade 4 these 2 new passives here. Karma Siphon. Every 25 seconds, the next attack drains 1% max HP from the strongest enemy hit, with a cap of 1 billion. And his damage increases by the amount drained for his next 3 attacks. And then whenever a different unit in range attacks, he's going to gain 1 Karma, up to 1000. And each stack of Karma is going to grant him 0.1% extra ability damage, and his Karma resets being used. Keep going on the upgrades here. Again, Perfect Seal, pretty interesting, but big Spiraling Sphere. Next attack on upgrade 7. And new ability, Massive Spiraling Sphere. And this ability is going to every wave store 5 times his damage, 10 times if Naruto's in his range. On activation, he's going to deal all the stored damage to all enemies in range and apply Electrified based on that multiplier. Not very crazy, show a little mini nuke there. And his new attack, circle AoE, pretty big. Effect is right there. Now he's getting a little bit expensive. Max upgrade here. I mean, Perfect Seal, actually pretty good damage. 525 mil every 4.89. And then Perfect Seal, of course, you know. Very good for elemental damage, I think, because he's got like the Hugan, whatever this is. I mean, aside from the elemental damage, he's not that good. Thank you again, Liquid, for showcasing this one. That was Poruto. And here's the cosmetic, by the way. Moving on, now we're checking out the Divine Boost of Almighty Ninja Resurrected. Usually I throw Divine Boost in a different video, but I don't really have like any other buffed units, so I mean, he's gonna be lumped in with this one. This is triple S everything, max level, maxed out critical skill tree, Switch and Mastery here, with no Godly lead and no soul. We have Johnny lead, but that doesn't affect him. Now 1.6k placement cost, he's doing about 10 million damage in full AoE every 6.75 seconds. He has the bleed effect, he is a ground unit as well. Passives here, apparently a buff to like different copies of him, but right now we have no copies of him, so I don't know. And then Diva and Animal Path is actually really good for support. He's going to slow enemies down by 20%, then every 5th attack he's going to stun them, every 10th attack he's going to cause them to walk back, and every 30 seconds he's going to spawn a summon with 100% of his damage. Now it looks like we just saw there, the stun can actually apply to flying stuff, and so can the walk back, even if you can't hit them. But going into the upgrades here. Upgrade 4, he gained a new attack, Circle AoE. He is now hybrid, he has Burn and Bleed, Prota and Naruto Path. Every 10th attack he's going to grant allies in range a 10-second stun shield, and minus 10% SPA. Allies in range gain 10% damage, and every 30 seconds he's going to disable elemental disadvantage for allies in range for 5 seconds. Show a little bit of supporting there. This guy has a lot to read, man, but we're gonna keep going. On upgrade 6, he gains another new passive, Human and also a Path. Every 10th attack, he's going to drain at 0.1% max HP with a cap of 20 billion. And then every 10th attack, units in range gain 20% extra dot damage for 10 seconds. And every 5th attack against bosses deal 2 times damage. Okay, a lot of like periodic, every few attacks type of stuff on this guy. Upgrade 7, he gains Divine Path's ability, which this is the one I'm just not going to even bother reading. I mean, look at all that. If you want to see the ability here, the ability is a menu, and we can see all the different effects here. Burn, Blue Flame, Slow, Bleed and Mutilate. A bunch of stuff on these, but again, there's so much going on, I'm not going to read all of them. I'll try using the Human and Alsura, which is not going to have an animation. We do see from the ability his Bleed turns into Mutilate, but we're going to keep going on grade 8 here. He keeps the effect, okay, new attack, Terrestrial Destruction. Remains a Circle AoE. Keep going, max him out here. He is doing a final damage of 656 million every 4.5, and a Burn and Mutilate with his ability popped. The ability is actually a permanent buff thing, and it pretty much has an infinite local cooldown. At first glance, I mean, pretty okay supporting value, and his damage isn't that bad, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Now we're checking out Celestial Being, Kama. This is the boss rush guy, and I'm wearing his cosmetic right now. I have him with Avatar Mastery, triple S everything, no skill tree, no godly lead, no soul. He costs 3k to plays down, and he is doing 11.6 mil every 7 seconds there. Circle AoE with an effect of kicking up a rock from the ground. He is hybrid on placement, by the way. And he immediately has 2 abilities there. One of them is Ocular Switch. He's going to switch between 2 different modes, it looks like. And then Double Impact, he's going to deal current damage times number of times he's switched in a 30 wide circle, and apply stun. Kind of like a nuke, scaling off of how many times he has been using this ability here. Now for the actual modes we're swapping between, we gotta check out the passives here. First up, Celestial Eyes. Every 30 seconds, switch modes and apply a status effect depending on what mode Celestial Being Kama's in. If switching from Shrink, apply Slow in range. If switching from All Seeing, apply Extinguish in range. And then for the actual modes here, one of them has Crippled and makes enemies take more damage, and every 5th attack can apply Weaken, Expose, or Shred. Huge enemy debuffer there. And then the Shrink mode is going to build up stacks and do like a little mini nuke thing. I'm not really sure what the wording of this multiplier is, but I guess current damage times shrink stacks times 1.5? I don't know. Overall, he seems pretty alright. Let's go ahead and get into the upgrades though. Upgrade 4, he gains Karmic Flames. He is now a line AoE with the Sunburn effect. Pretty alright damage there. keep going. Next attack is Daiko Kuten and Meteor. And he is not gaining a passive or anything. He remains a line AoE with a weird, like, Aizen looking black box attack. Okay. Maxing out with 1.27 bill every 5.95. Oh, might have just gotten a buff there. For Avatar Mastery, pretty good damage. And he actually has, like, really unique mechanic, I think. The swapping and damage based on swapping. No animations on anything, as expected. I don't know why we're going all out low quality this update, but hey. Pretty cool unit. Finally, the brand new Godly, Varian Naruto. If you haven't seen my separate video on him, I'll go over him again. But of course I do have a separate video on this guy, the one before this one. Placement cost of 1k, pretty good damage off rip. If you go through upgrades pretty quick here, he is very, very strong. And he unlocks a lot of different passives throughout all his upgrades and everything. One here, one here. I thought he gained one, oh yeah, max upgrade here. And then for the actual like abilities and passives and everything, he is pretty strong. The final ability you have to unlock by like applying wind shear to stuff, I think. But I mean, overall, I think this is probably the second best Godly in the game. I don't think he's better than Johnny. He might be, I don't know. I feel like Johnny has more, let me get him down actually while we're talking about it. More like utility from Tusk here with the, I know he has like walk back and perma despair and extinguish here. I mean, I don't know, it kind of depends on what you want. If you want like damage, you probably want Naruto, because his damage is insane at max upgrade. Otherwise, for like supporting value, Johnny I think is still going to take the cake with Tusk combined. Overall though, crazy units this update. I think the unit designs were very cool. I'm just kind of disappointed by the update release time really. They're dropping on a Monday at like 9 PM after saying they drop at a peak time. Kind of crazy. And then, nothing this update, oh, I got my Ichor Vial. Nothing this update has like animations or anything. I mean, the VFX for attacks obviously, but like ability animations are nowhere to be found. Fusing Naruto into Barian mode, nowhere to be found. Overall, it still feels kind of lacking. I really wish this game put more time into dropping their updates at better times and everything. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.